They say hard work really pays off. It does, but at what cost? After working 12 to 14 hours a day, our bodies and minds get really stressed out. This dis-ease is what causes diseases. What if I could tell you that you could have perfect health and yet have all the fame and fortune that you worked so hard for? The solution I'm talking about is not a recent breakthrough. It has been around for thousands of years. And I'm talking about naturopathy. Since I'm not an expert on naturopathy, let me pass the conversation on to someone who is. It's my privilege to introduce Dr. Cijith Sreedhar, the Chief Medical Officer at Prakriti Shakti. With years of experience, Dr. Cijith's medical practice is an example of how the scientific use of natural medicine can facilitate the holistic healing of both body and mind. Doctor, take it away.
Today, I am here to introduce to most amazing healer, a multi-specialist, a person or a healer which can fight any sort of infections which comes to you. Doesn't matter which microbes or which bacteria cause that. And a healer which can reverse or stop or prevent the aging process. Sound interesting, right? A healer which have the capacity to fix the broken protein or refix a broken bone. A healer which have the ability to kill the cancer cells in you. To be more precise, he has around 17 mechanisms, methods to prevent or kill a cancer cell. Not only ends there, he can regrow the liver. If your liver is taken out, 2/3 is taken out, it can regrow the normal size within a matter of few months. More amazingly, if you're not happy with your brain you have, it have the capacity to give you a new brain, and the term is neuroplasticity. It catching the attention of the world nowadays. That's a healer. A healer can actually do whatever we wish to be healthy. Curious to know who it is? It is you, your body. Your body have the amazing capacity to heal whatever you have. And the word is healing. Then the question is, what to be healed? All of us know. Disease to be healed, right? Most of us, or rather all of us, have gone to doctors for getting healed. Healing of what? We go to doctors saying that I'm not able to maintain my weight. I'm not able to manage my weight despite of whatever I try. I'm not able to maintain the energy which it was previously I have. Or I'm not able to remember things which I want to be. I have body aches and pains in the different part of the body. And when we go to doctors saying these things, they tag us with the name of a disease. They say, okay, you have rheumatoid arthritis, you have diabetes mellitus, you have Alzheimer's, or you have bronchial asthma, you have chronic kidney diseases. That is a turning point in our life, right? We start having medicines. Medicines for what? Medicines to kill these symptoms which are going to doctors. Yes, symptoms. These are not diseases. What is the symptoms? These symptoms are actually the communication, the messages from the body that something is not right inside you. Body is telling you something is not right. And what body wants? Body needs time. Body needs you to put the effort to put it back. So what is disease? Dis-ease simply means you are not at ease. Why this disease happens? The symptoms are not diseases. Actually, these dis-ease are because of the disorders. Right? Disorders of what? Disorders of the circulatory system might be. When the brain supply, the blood supply to the brain or the heart is not working proper, it will come with a dis-ease, disease of a pain. Or when there is a disorder in the nervous system, when there is a disorder in the communication between the nerves, we end up in having some Parkinsonism or a neurodegenerative disorder like Alzheimer's or dementia. When there is a disorder in the immunity, we end up in having autoimmune diseases, some of the most deadly disorders, which make your life as a hell. Or when there is a disorder in the metabolism, you end up in having diabetes mellitus or digestive issues, lack of nutrition, weight management, hormonal issues. So, to be more precise, these disorders will lead to disease. But why? Why these disorders happens? These disorders happens because of imbalance. Yes, that is the order. Imbalance leads to disorder, and disorders end up having disease. So what is the way back? Be in balance. So you will be in order, your systems will be in order, and you will be at ease. So what is the catching sentence there? You are the one who causing the imbalance. And when you cause the imbalance, body will create the disease. Is there any good news there? Yes. If you are able to remove the cause, body can bring you back to ease. So what is our role? Our role is taking the responsibility. Taking the responsibility of bringing the balance. So, imbalance in what causing the disorder? Imbalance in the food, imbalance in the mind, or imbalance in the environment in and around you, and imbalance in the daily activities like your sleep or your exercise or the rhythm of the day. So, now bring the balance back, so you'll be at ease. So your role is bringing the balance, and the system, the medical system of naturopathy and yoga will help you to assist you to bring the balance back. Naturopathy and yoga can help you to awaken the ultimate healer in you. Naturopathy and yoga will awaken you, to make you aware, handhold you to go back to the path of healing and bring the health back to your body. You know how? We have a mantra for that. Not to chant, but to practice. And that is DREMMER. Hearing that word first time, right? D-R-E-M-M-E-R. DREMMER. Any guess? What is that? D stand for diet. Okay, guess. What is next? R. Rest. And E stands for exercise. And the next is M. What is that? Mind. Mind your mind. And next M, maybe one of the most controversial word in that. M stands for microbes. And next E is environment, and final R is rhythm. The 7 building blocks to bring you back to balance, and that is what naturopathy and yoga offers to bring you back to health. Practice this, bring the balance, be in order, and be in ease. That's all. The mantra, DREMMER, is relieved to you. This mantra is not for chanting, it is for practice. For that, we should know in detail about each word in the mantra, DREMMER. Let's start with D, which stands for diet. Diet, or we call it as food. Food. Okay, being a naturopathy doctor, one of the most frequent questions I encounter, people ask to me, even maybe in a professional meeting or in a get together of my family and friends, is, okay, you are a naturopathy doctor, you tell me what should I eat. Is there a problem with this question? Is this a normal question which one can ask? What do you think? Do you ever imagine like a cat asking to a cat what it should eat? Or a lion asking to a lion what should we eat? But we, human being, considered as the most intelligent creature in the earth, asking to another human being to what I should eat. Is it irony? Okay. If the question is what I should eat, the answer for me is should eat only the food which does not bite you back. Is any food which you are eating now is biting us back? Yes. That is why you are having diabetes. That is why we are having cardiovascular diseases. That is why our kidney is getting damaged. The kidney which is supposed to work for hundreds of years are getting damaged when it just past 50. That is why we are getting autoimmune disorders. The food is actually biting us back. Would you like to know how it is? Let's take an example of acidic food and alkaline food. There are certain food which leaves acidic ashes, the end products as acid after digestion. That is known as acidic food. And if the food is leaving alkaline ashes, it is known as alkaline food. In nature, normally the pH of blood is around 7.3 and 7.4, and it is very sensitive. It cannot take any change. And if we eat more food which are acidic in nature, it affects the blood pH and it cannot take it. So it will turn for help, look for help, and its bone is there to help it. When blood asks for help, the bone will help the blood to maintain the pH by giving it by supplementation of bicarbonates, which are alkaline in nature. These bicarbonates can go and help the blood to maintain the pH. So what is the problem in that? The problem in that is bicarbonates cannot travel alone. It travels in the form of calcium bicarbonate. When the calcium bicarbonate moves out to help the blood, what happens? Our blood is losing calcium, which make it weak, and will end up in osteoporosis or osteoarthritis. Imagine a wrong food can make you a patient of osteoporosis or osteoarthritis. Does it end here? There? No. There is a limit where bone can help. Bone is losing calcium as in the form of calcium bicarbonates, which goes to help the blood. The bicarbonates will be used by the blood, but what will happen to the calcium? Calcium will go and get deposited in the various parts of the body. In the kidneys, end up in having renal problems, renal stones, or in the heart, you will have a block in the heart. And there is a limit which bone can help. Then what blood will do? We are continuously eating more acidic food. Blood will turn the help for his friend, kidneys. When blood asks for help, kidneys will help by producing more ammonia. Ammonia will also help to neutralize it. But what happens? When kidney works overnight extra to produce more ammonia, it ends up in damaging the kidney. We end up in having chronic kidney diseases. Yes, the diet can damage your kidneys too. And this alteration in the pH will increase the inflammation in the blood, which will cause insulin resistance. What is that? Insulin resistance? Yes, that is the diabetes. If the insulin resistance affects your body, we end up in having diabetes mellitus. And because of all these problems, it increases the cortisol production. And you will end up in having hypertension. See how a more acidic food can lead to osteoporosis, osteoarthritis, renal stones, chronic kidney damages, diabetes, Alzheimer's, polycystic ovarian disease, hypertension. What is the way out? Eat more alkaline food. For that, we should know what is acidic food and alkaline food. Unfortunately, most of the food which you eat in the form of more processed food, in the form of cooked food, non-vegetarian foods are acidic in nature. Refined food are acidic in nature. So balance that by eating fresh raw vegetables and fruits. And in Prakriti Shakti, as part of yoga and naturopathy trainings, we provide fresh, lively, wholesome and rainbow food. That is the answer for the question what we should eat. Eat fresh, eat lively food, eat wholesome food and eat rainbow food. And when people come to Prakriti Shakti, we give them two promises. They don't have to eat which they don't like, and they can eat as much as you want. Can you believe? You can heal yourself, you can make you healthy by just eating only the food which you like, and you can eat as much as you want. If the food is right, that is possible, and that is what we do at Prakriti Shakti. The second building block in DREMMER denotes by R stands for rest. And all of us know the normal mode of rest which all of us get is sleep. The question here is, how important sleep or rest in healing process? You might have observed that if you have a common cold or a fever or a running nose or some aches and pains in a different part of the body, it's getting healed by itself when you have a good sleep and rest. Is it happening accidentally? No. This is actually how our body works. Our body needs regular daily dosage of rest, a good amount of sleep to heal itself. And when you get a good sleep, the body repairs and restores its cells and tissues. But that is not enough when you actually have a disease. Body demands complete rest. If you want to activate the healer, if you want to understand the ultimate healing process, you should give complete rest to the body. And in naturopathy, we have the absolute form of rest, which is called as fasting. What is fasting? Fasting is actually defined as complete rest. Physical, physiological, mental, sensory and emotional rest. And we won't eat anything at that time. We won't eat anything which provide energy or demands body's vitality to act. And what happens when body is not getting anything and under complete rest? It forces the body to start self-consuming of old, unwanted, extra foreign cells. What is that? An old cell which may cause you aging. An unwanted cell which may be a fat which deposited some part of the body. An extra cell may be old mitochondria in the nervous system, or a foreign cell may be a virus or bacteria. See how vast the benefit of taking a fasting. When you take fasting, the ultimate real detoxification happens, and that is the purpose of rest. So in naturopathy, we say actually the rest heals. Fasting is the ultimate healer. So we have given that importance for rest in naturopathy. So it is very important to everyone to understand that have a good sleep to restore and fast to heal. Then the question again people ask, how much should I sleep? 6 hours, 8 hours, is that enough? And the answer for that is sleep till your body restores. Sleep until and unless you can wake up fresh and energetic next day morning. And that is the answer for the question, how much should I sleep? And when to take fast is when you are physically or mentally ill, take fasting. You may need expert guidance to start. That is what we help people when come to Prakriti Shakti. Once they experience the healing process and the benefit of undergoing fasting and how easy it is done, you are getting the best, most effective tool for healing which you can practice throughout your life. That important rest in the healing process. This is a yogasana. Yoga. I did this to introduce you to the third part, the third block of the mantra, DREMMER, which is represented by E, stands for exercise. When we discuss about exercise, let's answer a few questions. First and basic question, do we need to do any exercise? It's interesting to know this, right? There are many people ask this question to me. I used to walk for a day. I used to do many activities as part of my work. Is it required for me to do any other exercise? To answer this question, we should basically know what are the movements which our body is supposed to do. There are 7 basic movements. Is it interesting? 7 basic movements which the muscles in our body are made for. You know what are that? Squatting, standing, walking, running, jumping, and climbing. 7 basic movements. If you are doing these movements, if you make your body to do these movements on a regular basis, you don't have to do any exercise. So I know for many of the people the answer is yes, because we are not doing this in our daily modern life. We are not doing these basic movements on a regular basis, so we have to do some exercise. So when the answer is yes, the next question is what to do. Do some exercise which help your muscles to get these movements. And these movements should work not only on your body. This movement should work on your physical level, on your energy level and your mind level. Then only an exercise, an activity can be considered as holistic. And there the importance of yoga comes. Before we discussing about yoga, let's ask for the third question. When the answer is yes, and when we know what type, third is how much. And it says that if you are able to do a minimum of 20 minutes of exercise on a daily basis, it is enough to keep you energetic throughout the day. But you should select the exercise wisely. For example, if you do a movement like this, fast, it will work only on your body. Even if it may help you to keep the cells energetic. But same time, if you do it like this, one up and one front and reverse, see it. It needs a neuromuscular coordination. It works in your brain too. So there is the importance of yoga comes. Yoga work on your body, work on the energy, work on the mind. And here we use yoga as a therapeutic protocol. Yoga which helps to replace the pill. Yoga which can help to reduce the medicines. When you do yoga, it is proven by scientific researches that yoga or any other cognitive exercises will work on the same pathway where the metformin, the medicine for diabetes, work. Yoga can improve the efficiency of the immune system. That is why when people come to us for taking yoga and naturopathy treatments in Prakriti Shakti, we make them to go through various type of yoga known as Saukya yoga, which is wellness yoga, which can they practice on daily basis. Shamana yoga, a 15 minutes, 20 minutes yoga module which help for their diseases. Dharana yoga for concentration and Dhyana yoga, meditation for the mind. This is how the yoga can help you to move towards health and healing. So it is very important to have the right knowledge and right methodology to incorporate the exercises which can have various benefits on the mind, body and energy plates. Remember, exercise is very important for health and healing. And the first yam in drama stands for mind. You know, the now whole world speak about mind-body medicine. What is that? Why it is important? Yoga explained it very beautifully. Yoga says the likes and dislikes which start from your manomaya kosha, the mind, will affect the emotions and our actions. When we take some decision based on emotions, it may end up in wrong outcome and end up in having stress, the primary cause of disease in our energy layer. And it affects the energy flow. That means the nutrition, again, the hormones and metabolism, and we end up in having psychosomatic disorders. That is how yoga explains this. And that is why mind is important, because these stress are originating from the mind. You know, we are in fear of the shadows. We can handle any real life problems, but the thought process associated with stimulate stress response. When we are stressed, our BP shoots up, heart beats fast, muscles are forced to work more, end up in having more toxin deposits in the body. And when body is continuously under this stress response, we end up in having chronic stress, and the healing process never works. It is like a country can never build the infrastructure when it is facing a war. And stress is a war inside us, the fight or flight response. So control the thoughts. How? Very difficult, right? Well, that is where the meditation comes in. Meditation, which is a systemic method which help you to control the breathing process. And you can control the thought process and switch off the stress response. And you know what happens when the stress response is off? Body's healing process gets activated. So mind your mind to stimulate, to awaken the ultimate healer in you, so that you can have a healthy life. The second M in DREMMER stands for microbes. You might be wondering, why microbes in the secret mantra for being health? Because nowadays, all day we are in war against microbes. The products we use might be the toothpaste or the soaps, deodorants, help us to kill 99.9% of microbes in and around us, right? You know how many microbes in us? Thousands? Lakhs? Trillions. We are made up of trillions of microbes. To be more clear, we are 90% microbes. We are only 10% human. That much abundant. Why it is there? Is it good for us or bad for us? Let's take an example of a fungus in us known as Candida albicans. You know what it does for us? It helps us in the metabolism of glucose, as carbohydrate we eat. Then it is good. Let me tell the full story. If it is good, if it is balanced in number, but if you are a person who eat excess carbohydrate, it leads to the multiplication of Candida to multifold. And you end up in the imbalance of the glucose metabolism. More Candida demands more glucose. That is why you go for the second cookies even if you don't want it. That is how the microbe influences our brain. We call it as gut feeling. You know what is that? The chemicals, the neurochemicals produced in the gut by microbes can influence our brain. So watch the microbes. It's very important. So you know how? There are different factors. Diet, supplements, chemicals, environment can influence the microbes in us. And the microbes in us, the collective term is known as microbiome. And this microbiome, in turn, influence the digestive system, the immune system, the hormonal system, and the metabolism. That's how it works. So it's very important to watch out, be friendly with the tiny creatures in and around us. It can influence your health, influence your thoughts. And what is the best way? You know, diet. And there's a very important role of raw foods comes. Raw foods is same time a probiotic and prebiotic. You know why? A fresh, lively raw food contains a lot of microbes. And second, it is abundant in fibers, which is a source of energy for microbes. So it's very important, watch out microbes to awaken the ultimate healer in you. The next building block of the mantra DREMMER is represented by second E, environment. Maybe the most neglected factor. We never worry, never care about the role of environment in making us healthy. It is not a new knowledge. Even WHO says that environment plays a same equal important role even in an infectious disease, like your body and the agent. How many of us care about it? Not only infectious agent, take the case of any psychosomatic or any disease, any lifestyle disorders, this environment plays a very important role. In naturopathy, what is this really environment means? And we have a holistic approach towards it. It is not one or two factors. We consider the 5 great elements: the earth, the water, the fire, the air, and the space, which all of us are made up of. And naturopathy says, believes, preaches, and practices that any imbalance in these 5 elements will ultimately comes out as a disease. And it is everyone's duty to give due importance for these 5 elements. Bring the balance in this. Find time and expose your body to these 5 elements. And in naturopathy, we use these 5 elements for treatments, using water as part of water therapy, which is known as hydrotherapy. And it is not a new knowledge, as I said earlier. We have used water for healing. We used steam when you have running nose or there is a nasal blockage. We use hot water to reduce pain. We used many times ice or cold water to reduce the blood circulation when there is a wound. We use ice when there is a sprain or edema. Yes, we know these things, but we neglected it. And hydrotherapy, as part of naturopathy, is a scientific application of this knowledge. As in the form of spinal bath or hip bath, we directly influence the digestive system or the nervous system. And mud therapy, application of mud. As kids, we always love to play in mud. You know the science behind it. When mud is applied, the microbes in the mud stimulate the nerve endings to produce the happy hormone serotonin. You'll be happy. Not only that, it brings about the circulatory changes and thermic changes in the skin. That is how the mud therapy works. And sun. Have sun bath daily. It is very important to have vitamin D. You know, many among us, look around, your friends, families might have suffering with vitamin E deficiency, which you get free. And if there is vitamin E deficiency, you end up in having inflammation, calcium depletion, and many other diseases associated with it. So if you find a very little time, like 5 to 7 minutes, standing in the sun, expose yourself to sun, you will get enough vitamin D. Don't neglect it. And air, it is very important to have the right breathing and having the good air. So in naturopathy, we use these 5 elements in right permutation and combination for promote health and bring about the healing. And it is very important to remember, take it, find time to spend your time with these 5 elements. It is free. They are the best doctors in the world. Take appointment on a daily basis. It decides your health and your disease. The final R in DREMMER stands for the rhythm. You know, there are different types of rhythm which our body follows, which is known as ultradian rhythm, infradian rhythm, and circadian rhythm. Circadian rhythm is which the body follows for 24 hours, and it works according to the biological clock inside us. And all the activities of our body is connected with this biological clock. When to start the metabolism, and how it should be progressed, and when and how to produce the hormones which regulates this metabolism. And we interfere in this with the help of different type of artificial lights and different food timings and stimulants and additives we have. And when we interfere in the rhythm, it disturbs the biological clock and body get confused. In a way, when we are in artificial light or food consumption at various times, it affects the physiological activities and we end up in having disease. If we follow the normal rhythm, if we allow the body to work according to the biological clock, it helps to maintain the physiological process and we end up in having health. Now it is in our hand to decide to be healthy or to decide. A simple coffee we drink at the late night disturbs the rhythm by the caffeine which interfere in the melatonin production. You know, the melatonin and cortisol are the 2 hormones which help us to produce the rhythm in a perfect way. The body produces cortisol by morning 6 o'clock, which help us to be active and be aware throughout the day. And melatonin help us in sleep. When we interfere, it affects and body reacts in a different way. So remember, it is very important to be punctual to your body. And one of the most important thing now affects this is the different type of gadgets we use. So remember to practice digital fasting. Be away from such things once in a week, and it helps us to keep the addiction away and to maintain the rhythm. Remember, being punctual to the body is very important. The mantra to have a healthy life and promote healing is revealed to you. It is very simple. It is very straight. Nothing complicated. No confusing things in that. Stick to it and have a healthy life. We work hard and earn money to enjoy the life. But it is very important to have a healthy body and mind to enjoy the life you have. You earn money not for doctors and hospitals. It's for you. And practice DREMMER to awaken the ultimate healer in you. Simple 7 building blocks: diet, rest, exercise, mind, microbes, environment, and rhythm. Nothing complicated, it is very simple. And whenever you are in need, we are there to help you.
This public interest message is brought to you by Prakriti Shakti, India's premier clinic of natural medicine by CGH Earth. Set in the beautiful hills of Panchali Mede, this haven for holistic healing offers a comprehensive range of naturopathy treatments and therapies away from the hustle and bustle of everyday life. Surrounded by fresh air, pure water, untouched soil, abundant sunlight and virgin forests, you will experience naturopathy and yoga in their most authentic forms. For more information, please visit prakritishakti.com.